That's right. Yeah, we had samples that were 5 years old that were absolutely terrifying to take. Yeah, well, I don't know. I got into trouble. It was one of those situations. I had a curandero friend, Don Fidel Mosambite in Pucallpa, and he had given me this bottle of ayahuasca as a going-away present. And I had kept it for like 5 years. So in 5 years, you forget what the details are. And I got it out to turn myself and these two other people on. And I couldn't remember whether he said, always shake the bottle or never shake the bottle. And there was about 1.5 inches of sediment in the bottom of this thing. So I said, well, reasoning pharmacologically, it's better to shake it than not to shake it. So I shook it furiously, and then I can't remember what it was. I think I had taken it the week before, a different batch. So I thought maybe I'd picked up a little tolerance. So I said, well, maybe I picked up a little tolerance. Let's just go, instead of the normal 100 milliliters, let's go for 120. And so then I instructed these people that it would come on in about 1 hour and 20 minutes and so forth. Well, 15 minutes into it, they were both unable to speak. And, it went from there. I mean, I felt like I was strapped on a gurney being rushed through the Egyptian afterworld. These huge colonnaded pillars were streaking past me. And, oh, God, headed for the scales.
So you do always shake it, I guess.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That was a lip buzzing one. I felt that was coming close to overdose. It went on for a long, long time, and finally, 4 hours into it or something, we turned on some lights, and there were those fan-shaped little schmiggies. Well, I hadn't seen those since I gave up LSD 10 years ago. You know, those little things that with the lights on or on the walls going, that bit. So it was pretty intense, I think. The great thing is, you always come out of it in great shape. Ken's right. You feel better the day after than if you hadn't done it, which is, what drug can you say that of, that the end result is an energy plus.
Was there like a peak point to it?
Well, see, I think that we're on the edge of ayahuasca, and that what they say, if you really get down with them, is that the diet is everything, and that you're a tourist and you're here for a few weeks, and yes, we'll give you ayahuasca, but what this is really about is controlling diet over a period of months, even years, and taking a regular regimen of this stuff and transforming yourself into some kind of other person. And Ken's very right. These people have some kind of authenticity that you can absolutely feel. It's in the voice. I met many ayahuasqueros, and the good ones all had this voice thing going on, that they could cast their voice way back in their throat, and they kind of purr. And they just are very realized beings, and they have nothing. You talk about marginal, but there's real authenticity there. I would like to go back and work with this diet and try to understand this, because I think, this all does tie in with what we talked about this morning about the Partnership Society in Africa and that whole bit, because I think this ayahuasca thing is the last living remnant of this kind of way of relating to nature. Because in the heavy ayahuasca-using societies, these people are saturated in this stuff. I mean, as Ken says, 3 times a week. And it's really changing how they look at the world. And they are, in empathy, at equilibrium, aware of the ebb and flow of appropriate energy in the situation. So it's interesting to me, that in the New World, a human group could have reestablished this partnership paradise in a situation, an environment which quite closely parallels the African situation of 20,000 years ago. In other words, it's a continent covered by forests. And in this extremely floristically rich environment, these people have gotten together the fix, so that humanness feels good. And isn't it interesting that the fix turns out to be not a drug, but a shifting of the ratios of neurotransmitters already present in the organism, as though, we're just out of tune. We have evolved out of tune. There's an enzyme problem that is caused us to fail to suppress the ego, and then this creates a spectrum of cultural effects that drives us all nuts. And so they have a kind of psycholytic therapy to correct that.
Do they think of the world beyond the locality where they're living?
Oh yeah, they claim to know all about it. You'll go way up some river, and with these people, they'll say, "Where are you from?" You say, "I'm from San Francisco, California." You say, "Oh, I know there. I go there on ayahuasca. Hills, 2 bridges, that place." Say, "That's the place." They say, "Listen, I know it." But they make bigger claims, they go to the center of the Milky Way. That was the original claim that had me hot-footing down there.